Okay. Who's ready to dream? Oh, wait. No, we're not ready to dream yet. No, wait. I changed my mind. No dreaming allowed. No dreaming. Look, you can't have a nightmare if you never dream, okay? I know what you want with me. I'm tired is what I am. What the... What are you doing?
Ah, Aspect's grace shine down on you.
I have been learning much about bronze dragons since arriving in Veldraken. Well, they take their charge of time seriously, they have found many hobbies for their free time that their magic can aid them in. My friend Gorgonzormo swears by his cheeses for all stages of dragon life. He mentions he has a type of parmesan that is excellent for bronze whelps. It seems our hatchling's first meal is figured out.
Be safe amongst these towers.
Look, I only have one rule about the raid tomorrow. The Hearthstone is mine. Pax is making fun of me for that reason. Still don't have the Hearthstone, right? Ugh. Anyways, Parmesan. Now this cheese is perfect for a growing bronze whelp. They'll eat it precisely when they need it, not a moment before or after. Well, the odds of us reaching it today are low. We're already starting an hour late, and we haven't even gotten to the dream. The good news is that getting to the raid actually doesn't take all that long.
Glory to
There's a lot of epilogue, though.
Enjoy Veldraken.
Our bronze hatchling has been staying away from the other whelps, mostly hanging out in the sand. Sometimes we find him in the sandbox with the others, but we never see him moving around. You could use some friendship. Why don't you treat him to a game of tag?
Long life to you.
Alright. Hey, Mr. Bronze. Tag. You're it. Did you just sneeze? And he's gone. Gee? Bronze dragon. Oh, there you are. Hey. Wait, where are you? And he's gone. Okay. Why is your... Okay. Oh, poor little guy. Poor girl.
This is the seat of their power.
Those are some strong allergies. We may have to find medication for this one.
Veldraken stands strong.
Oh, poor little Bronze. Oh well. Enjoy your painting. Mama will be back tomorrow. Okay, now, to the dream! I do love how we have 4 aspects on the painting here. And then Rathion. I know it. It's just funny. I wonder what that tree is in the distance. I'm sure it's nothing. I mean, honestly, I called that too. Until we hit the actual Zarlik quest. And then I was like, oh, okay, I see where they're going with this. What tree? What are you talking about? I don't see a tree. I mean, I actually see a lot of trees. So, I guess the more accurate question is, which tree? There's so many. Yeah, unfortunately, I skipped out on that. I really missed out on a lot of launch Dragonflight, because of Shadowlands. There's no nice way to put that. Hello, Veronoth.
Do not be afraid.
Why are you here? Barak has lost sight of our true aim. He seeks power and fire, not the liberation of Dragonkind from Titan corruption. Alexstrasza and I have spoken at length. We have achieved understanding, and I believe trust. Therefore, I am trusting both her and you, as I endeavor... Both her and you, as I endeavor to stop my brother from undoing all we fought for.
We have much to do.
Having sex. Alright,
The goddess gives me strength.
Where's Malfurion? You did this quest. Oh, yeah.
We will fight to protect our future.
The time for the World Tree to bloom draws near, and our enemies are gathering in the Emerald Dream. Come.
No, I'm pretty sure we have seen the last of Eridicron. To date. Check me if I'm wrong there, but I'm pretty sure he's off the table right now. I'm not 100% sure on that because there's a long epilogue after this. A Life Frost. That sounds really cool, actually.
Tell me of your dreams.
So this is our trailer, patch trailer.
My brother believed he could control me. This
He could.
rage inside my heart.
He did, even.
My sister believed she could tame me. My fury will not be sated. The aspects believed they could imprison me. But my hatred cannot be contained. They know what is coming. That the unyielding flame draws closer, ever closer. Even now, they cling to one another in the dark, lost in their dream. Deceived by those who squandered our birthright. Betrayers. All of them. So it falls to me to make them pay. Their suffering has just begun.
Yeah, I like everything about that. God, these cutscenes. Stop being so good. Stop it. Quit it. Quit it. Yeah, Shadowflame Rumax. I need to get that someday. Probably for my warrior. I literally already have Shadowmourne on that same character. So you know I gotta dual wield him, right? Pick up some more notes later. That's great.
Our flight stands unified once
I think
more.
I know which this one is. First, we already saw this. Yeah, okay, we already saw this one. We're good, we're good.
Hello, champion.
Not so long ago, the World Tree was planted within the Emerald Dream. There, we have kept it safe. Now our enemies have found their own way into the dream. We must unite and protect it. The tree has so much promise and potential.
Is it time to go already?
We protected the tree by guarding all entrances to the dream. Now Farak has found a way to open the way for him. I will do the same for you and our allies. The Green Flight cannot do this alone. Through the portal we will enter the most visually stunning zone in the entire game.
For a Mirdrasil.
I do technically think that the 4th zone of War Within is better. But I was thinking about this recently yet again. The dream is crazy in terms of how much design is on display here. Notice, as usual, that first shot. For just a second, it looks like a completely normal forest. But then, like, you start to notice patterns that aren't quite right. Like tree branches that look like antlers. Or trees that are warped around in spirals and stuff like that. It's the kind of thing that looks more... I don't want to say wrong, but stylized the more you look at it. And this is our first shot of it, too. And yeah, we've dipped our toes into the dream many times, actually. Going as far back as vanilla. This is the first time we've had an entire zone that is just the Emerald Dream. Speaking of which, if you've never looked up down here, well, it looks like that. And then there's that shot right there. There's even NPCs who comment on it, the Sentinels. I know it's become a meme thanks to, I believe, Skyrim. But I want to be clear about this. That's not a skybox. Everything you're seeing right there is something you can physically reach and interact with. In fact, there's a race that goes through those tree branches up there. Yeah, I noticed the heritage gear over here. Pick that up at some point. Like, I'm gobsmacked by this place. I'm gonna have to pull out this spreadsheet to decide how many positive this place gets, because it's just above and beyond. Do you notice how the architecture seamlessly has plants growing in and out and through it? Did you notice that, like, something that looks like it's just an inlay on the wall there is actually an actual leaf that's been grown on the wall itself? Never mind the actual stylizings of it, which has those nice smooth curves. How about the runes over here? That kind of look like roots and thorns going through the brick there. And yeah, you notice the scales on the ground. Hey, Oribos, take notes. And of course, the whole place is completely overgrown everywhere, which, once again, makes sense. Now, in some places, the overgrowth is actually forming the actual buildings.
The dream must be protected. Dreams guide you. Behold, a Mirdrasil, a new world tree, soon to bloom and be born into Azeroth. The very embodiment of the cycle of life, its boughs infused with the souls of the Kaldori. Until the tree crosses over into our world, we must defend this symbol of hope from... No! We must save them!
Yeah, did you notice the blues? God, there's just so many Color choices. I'm stalling. There's so much to take in. I'm stalling to describe it all. Okay, hang on. Yeah, Huthor loves Shadowlands. I thought you knew that. We must destroy him at once. Who's hungry?
What would you ask of me?
How do you feel about this moment? So much has been lost by the Night Elves, and so quickly. Now there's finally a chance to heal and grow. First we face Farak. Then, my dearest wishes, there'll be new opportunities for new growth, new life, and a new future.
May your dreams be peaceful.
Is it time to go?
Oh yeah, and then we get the fairy dragon, like, right after we walk in. Already Farak damages the fabric of the dream. I can feel it burning, as if flames were consuming my scales. And I know the simmering agony is only a fraction of what my son felt when Farak tormented him. We have a potent weapon against his fire. Our fairy drakes and dragons consume what does not belong here. They are excellent allies, if a bit difficult to manage. They need our help. Use this and clear the skies of the flame.
For a Mirdrasil.
Fairy dragons are special creatures, colorful, unpredictable.
Find anything...
Wait, what happened to you, buddy?
Little green dragon, all alone. I was hunting the aspect of your kind, your dear mother. But you will have to do.
What do you want?
I know what your flight is hiding. A fledgling world tree, locked away in your emerald dream. And you are going to take me there.
I will never betray my kin.
Let me be clear. I will kill every dragon who stands between me and the power in that great tree's heart. You can save them. Just let me in.
Calm yourself, brother. We are meant to break the Titan's iron grip on this world, not steal their children's future, as they did ours.
I was just offering this whelp a chance to serve our cause and spare his people a gruesome yet delightful massacre.
Farak! Farak! Remember what we are fighting for.
So be it. I'll find another way into their precious dream. And then the power that grows within will be ours.
Thank you.
What the hell? That's fascinating. I don't think I've seen that cutscene before. I have no memory of it. Yeah, really. So, okay. Him wanting something in the tree. Yep, okay. That tracks, that tracks. Considering. That would probably explain that, Uthor. Because, yeah, that felt like that was before her discussion with Alexstrasza. In fact, it makes sense that that was probably the impetus for her to go reach out to Alexstrasza. Farak barely held himself back there. And it's interesting that he finally was just like, oh, fine, whatever. Like, that's the attitude of, okay, whatever, I'll figure something else out. It's so in character for what a bored kid with a freaking magnifying glass he really is. And yeah, the shadow flame just kind of seeping out literally as well as metaphorically throughout his actions. Also, Viranoth's barely contained self-loathing throughout that scene, and her visible disgust at Garethus thanking her for sparing him. God, okay, hang on. Yeah, Matt Mercer being awesome. Lore shock. And you could see there's a little bit of... there. You can also tell, like it's... You can almost tell how much of him is being influenced at any given second just by how he's acting. Oh, yeah, and of course, Farak being able to overpower her makes perfect freaking sense. I'll think on that more later, but ugh, anyways. Why is there no voice acting with this? Oh. He's not threatened the tree directly, but every moment we wait, the danger grows. We must do days of events and world quests. You know, just a timer on that. 34 minutes. Yeah, whatever. Oops. Also, trees just floating in the air. I still think there's a bit of a question mark with regards to Eridikron's motives. At least when it comes to specifics. We know what he wants in the generics. Oh, he's gonna get worse. I'm not even sure he's aware of the fact that he's getting worse. That's the best part. Scenarios. Who are you? I'm just kidding. Get out of here. Didn't I kill you with a bunch of orcs a few years ago? Farak, we will attack the tree at any moment. We need the help of the other wild gods. The Emerald Dream is home of nature's wild gods. They will need their strength and power to counteract the damage Farak has brought to this realm. God, I hate saying that word. Farak. It doesn't even roll off the tongue at all. First to seek out is Goldrin. Okay. Him. I'll meet you the rest of the Kaldor at the base tree. There we'll set up our defenses. So now we've got the pools area. The weeping trees tinted with violet. Did you notice that even like the little flowers, the bushes here, kind of spiral around? The spiral pattern's everywhere in the dream. I've pointed it out back in Legion, which is when they first established this aesthetic, I think. You can see it a lot more obviously when you look at it like this.
Our enemies seek to corrupt Amir Drasil through its exposed roots. Assist our druids in eliminating this threat.
I'm just going to do a bit of a tour. Not that I'm in a hurry, but I'm pretty tired.
I sense enemies lurking too
And when I'm
close.
tired, it helps me to stay structured. So this is what the other part of the place looks like. Notice it continues the spiral pattern, which makes sense. It's still the dream, it's just burning. I love how it's once again red dream, but thanks to very specific color choice, it doesn't look like the nightmare did. It's even got these giant frickin' thorns again, which is a very, very common sign of the dream being corrupted. But once again, it does still manage to look distinct from, you know, the nightmare. Hello, Jay Palmer. Oh, and I'm just going to get this out of the way. This is some of the best races in Dragonflight out here. I love how we also have elven architecture. Interestingly enough, most of this architecture
Sometimes have trouble sleeping.
doesn't remind me of Night Elf in the strictest sense of the word. More accurately, it reminds me of Night Elf Empire, the Kaldurai. I don't know how long these buildings have been here, but that's what the aesthetic tells me. Just looking at them. Look at it for a second. Like, really look at it. Exactly, the Tomb of Sargeras. It could be Green Dragonflight, but I'm sorry, that is very visually similar to Suramar, for example. Or again, the Tomb of Sargeras. There are definitely some of the claw things going on. Something we've seen throughout the entire expansion.
The Jaredin fires flare once again. We must stop them before.
I also love there's just occasionally chunks of, you know, green in the air. Chains aside, this little tree right here, that's just hovering in the air. It's not connected to anything. Even the trees, the normal trees, also follow that spirally pattern, by the way. There's Farak. He's just hanging out there. Don't worry about him.
The air around the wellspring of life grows thick with enemy combat.
There's the raid, by the way. And going back to that Firelands encroaching look, look at that. You can pretty much see where and how the Firelands is pushing its way into the dream. Yeah, I don't remember where any are. I was going to call one out if I saw one, but I haven't seen one yet. It is literally invasive. There, right there. Look, sorry about this, but you need to die so I can take a picture. What? No! See that? That is a higher resolution version of the kind of models that go all the way back to some of the vanilla beta stuff. There was an Emerald Dream in vanilla that you could only access if you had a local file and you ripped open the files, or if you accidentally made your way through the world. There's a couple of those throughout here, but I like that little callback. And yeah, I noticed just now, essentially, that looks a lot like a Jarden. There's also this area over here. This is a weird one to me. This area over here is very not Dream. Now, a few people, I've heard a few people have a different theories on why over here is just suddenly normal. No spirals, no floating island. Oh, there's a couple of spiral floating. Like this stuff down here. Okay, and of course there's an immediately as well. There's mostly normal stuff over here. I stand by my statement. My idea is actually really, really simple. Unlike over there, which is the Firelands drifting into the Dream, I think this is the Dream drifting into Azeroth. Yeah, right there, I think? No. Maybe? Gosh, I don't remember. No, it's just a Threshodon. I mean, I think you're right, Uthor. But my point is, I think it could still serve a narrative purpose. Again, drifting. We know that dimensions can drift into each other gradually. We've seen it a lot, actually. Going as far back as Kata, I think. That's a good question, Linearth. I don't know. I don't even know if GM Island's still there. Then there's like the summer area here. Lighter greens, more yellows. Generally lighter colors across the board. Or that invasion. And here's more like a winter area. Which makes sense. I say winter. Winter might not be the right word, but at the same time, I mean, look at it. Literally, physically look at it. Ardenweald is quite literally seeping out into the Emerald Dream right here. Which makes sense, because that tree was originally an Ardenweald tree. The color coding is everywhere. Sorry, I'm trying to jot down notes kind of rapid fire. I'll codify that into something a little bit more readable later. Aviana's just hanging out up here. Oh, and you thought I was kidding, by the way. We really can zoom around the dream. And like I said, there's a race over here, which is awesome. In fact... I mean, WoW has been pretty consistent about their color coding. I'd say since BFA. I know that's pretty recent. But I can't think of a time since BFA. Oh, I'm in the wrong island. When it's drifted, like when they've screwed up color coding. That visual thematic presentation thing. I want to know someday just how much time and effort was spent on that. Just the tree. Just the tree. Well, okay. Fair, J. Palmer. Because actually, I forgot...
And we can see how your
I forgot Shadowlands existed because I can actually think of several screw-ups in visual coding and storytelling in Shadowlands. In fact, I can think of 3 right off the top of my head.
The Isles welcome you.
So, fine. Let's restructure this a little bit. They haven't screwed up their visual storytelling since Kata, not counting Shadowlands. The first is Maldraxxus. That's the easy one. The second is Oribos, which you just pointed out. Whee! The third is Korthia. The great city of a bunch of, like, brick or wood. Or not brick or wood. Brackerwood? Oh god, I can't concentrate. I can't word right now. Ugh. Oh yeah, that's actually another point. There's also the different colors of the different anima, which also work differently, and are different colored, but are all anima. That's 4. Wicker. Wicker, that's the word I was looking for. Wicker and brush. I was screwing those words up. I'm going really slow. Jesus. Come on, Laura. You're better than this. Obviously not. I should mention I do have goals out here, because of course I frickin' do. I spent a while out here doing races. I never went back and fully 100% of the previous races because honestly I didn't get into races. I'd say until this patch. I think this is the patch that actually codified the races for me. And I've never had the time to go back and do the previous zones.
Excellent work.
Ugh, terrible. Garbage. Competitors. Half a second off of gold. Ah, terrible. Junk. Worthless. All right, anyways. It's a good race. That's fair, Xavion. So we're up to 5 visual inconsistencies just in Shadowlands. Are you okay there, Konsu?
Oh, is this your dream? Or mine?
What have we here? A mortal whose mere presence changes the realm. You're very interesting indeed. I am the cool, fresh scent in the air just before the rain. I'm the face you can't quite remember. I am the harbinger of change, the reaper of consequence. I serve the unending flow of life, and I am the victim of its stagnation. Do I speak the truth, or do I merely deceive you with my grandeur? I was hoping you would tell me.
Now, why would I want to stop the dream from changing? I think I will wait and see what happens. Try not to die, mortal.
I know a lot of people like Konzu. I kinda don't, honestly. But if I'm being completely honest, part of that is because the trickster slash I don't know, Fae archetype has never really been my thing. No, Kanzu, they are the Loa of change. And so they are very fey. It's really just the simplest and easiest way to explain
Our
that.
enemies seek to corrupt Amir Drasil through its exposed roots.
They're like being on drugs all the time.
What wisdom do you seek?
A mortal dares walk the dream. Always an impressive feat, and had a difficult time. The druids of the flame dare set our home ablaze. So little has changed here in so long, though the paths are still difficult to navigate. Now change is coming. Maybe I can help you face it. I am the fangs of rage, the ferocity of a cornered beast, this heart-starving hunter on a blood scent. I am the briefest, brightest moments before your death on the battlefield, the strength that only comes from insurmountable odds. A ghost of a god, known by many, for rage and fury do not discriminate. Yeah, how's Varian doing? And then he kills me just on the spot. So Goldrin signs up immediately. Goldrin's such a weird one. Goldrin reminds me of, arguably, how Klingons like to think of themselves as. In other words, violent, brutish, and kind of unpleasant, and yet instantly and without hesitation willing to help you and interact with you. Like if you ask for help from a Klingon, and they're just like, you got it, but they will also turn their claws on you in a heartbeat without hesitation, especially if you're not part of the pack. It's wild to think about. Sorry, just food for thought. Goldrin's interesting, though. I like him. Wouldn't want to deal with him. Oh, these stupid things. You remember these stupid things? These stupid things. Spit, spit, spit. Okay, we're good, we're good.
Walk gently on the earth.
I am the Elder Dryad, one of the defenders of the dream. For ages I have protected and nurtured these groves, yet they never seem to grow more verdant. They merely remain. They hibernate. Would it matter at all if we were not here? Would the field stay exactly as they have? Or must something new, dire happen for them to finally renew?
To aid a friend, or to seek renewal.
It's true, Blade Duval.
The portals are open! The flames are here!
Cassiphine? Okay. Yeah, Goldrin is the source of the Worgen curse, and all that implies. It's arguably within his power to rescind that curse, but he has no interest in doing so, and that says all it needs to about Goldrin. We're too late. Farak's forces have already begun their attack on the dream. The Druids of the Flame are opening a way into the dream. Every moment more of them enter. Slay them all. Powerful foes lurk amongst the enemies. I have not seen Cassiphine since she came out of the barrows. Find her. Assist our allies by striking down these leaders. I've actually... You're going to think I'm a geek, and spoilers, it's because I am. But I've actually put some thought into what a Star Trek D&D world would look like. Smash Star Trek down to one planet and reduce the tech level to medieval, basically. As you might imagine, yeah, Klingons are very, very much part of both the adventuring groups, you know, the guilds and whatnot, and also the banditry. Have I played Go? I'm going to assume you mean the board game, which the answer then would be no. Or rather, I've never successfully played it. Every time I've wanted to sit down and learn it, nobody's ever been willing to play it with me or help me to learn the rules. And I'm not interested in playing alone. Can I help you? Well, let's find out. Apparently I can. Who knew? So I know we don't really review events, but I don't know. I want people's feedback on this, because the Emerald Dream was probably the very first time that these little side event things, you know, a treadmill zone, was actually fun for me. oh, don't mistake me, there's times where I have enjoyed myself in periodic treadmill zones in the past, but something about the dream just kind of clicked. Now, I've had years at this point, a couple years, to really chew on this and think about it, and I think it's a combination of multiple things. But ignoring, you know, the fact that there was a lot of people doing it, and it was kind of like a winds of change era for WoW in general, and modern WoW was really improving itself, and all the stuff that the game doesn't really get credit for. I think it's partially because the specific design of most of these events had more thought put into them. The input you had into little things you could do had a pretty commensurate output of what you would get out of it. And yeah, almost all of it was very intuitive. You have a seed. Where do you take a seed? To one of the seed icons on the map. There's stuff you could do around the seed icon. And that enables you to then... Alright, actually gotta do it from here. So I, use the seed. I'll actually show you. I'll show you what I'm talking about. There's a chunk of soil and a seed icon on the map. There's also chests everywhere, by the way. There's a giant timer that says the exact time it's going to take to grow. If you interact with it, it shows you can dump these or these, you can't see my mouse over, into the item in order to boost it. Doing so increases its nurture, and it says right there, contribute to increased reward. Boom. All of that is very efficient, very quick. There's no, like, debating it. There's no uncertainty. There's no awkwardness. There's no cringe. There's no jank. It's just, oh, this. Boom. Done. Also, there's an NPC who flat out explains all this stuff to you, if for some reason you need it explained. And I can just go up here and like, boop, possum. And things in there, and boom. It's more nurtured. Now, here's the funny thing. There's also greens, blues, and purples when it comes to seeds. Now, you see a lot of players doing purples because purples drop mounts. But all three were useful. This is, again, down to individual design. Because it would have been very easy for greens to be worse than blues better than purples even better, but it's not. Blues give toys and pets, purples give mounts, greens give transmogs. All three have a purpose, it just depends on what you're after. That's what I mean when I say it comes down to the, like, individual design, you know? Some real thought was put into what should happen where, what it should take, and how it should be rewarding. Even down to the time. This is a 3-minute event. 3 minutes is actually extraordinarily well calculated. Think about this for just a second. So, 3 minutes is just short enough that if you're doing this by yourself, like I am right now, it's worth noting, that it's the kind of thing that you could push through relatively quickly and easily. It also means it is long enough so that if someone starts a seed, you have a pretty decent chance, if you happen to be in the area anyways, to swoop in and then contribute, and therefore get benefit for doing so. It's also contribution agnostic, which I know sounds strange, but hear me out for a second. It's kind of the event equivalent of shared tagging. If I am here and I boost this thing all the way to cap, right, and it's felled out, someone else can still show up and donate and get, like, credit for these things. You see that check mark? And if they do, they get full credit, just like I do. I know that sounds like they're getting the benefit from my efforts, but what it means in practical action is everyone is encouraged to contribute because there is no detriment for contributing too little. Everyone gets the rewards from the event. And this is just a micro event. This is just a stupid little seed thing. This is one micro event of this zone. This is the only one I'm going to zoom in on like this. Don't worry. Except for the bloom, which we're doing in, looks like about 12 minutes. But I wanted to kind of make my point clear about why I think they did such a good job here. It's also worth noting there were a lot of cosmetic rewards, and it was very, very quick to get caught up on gear. I had alts who I pushed to 70. Yes, that's right. I actually got a second 70, the second character to max level for the first time in a while in this patch, who would get caught up to my main in gear inside of a couple of days. And there were tons and tons and tons of outfits and toys and effects and mounts and, of course, manuscripts. Tons of manuscripts. Yeah, you take your hunter here, you are spoiled for choice. Take your druid here, you get all kinds of custom things. My friend actually deliberately leveled his druid to take him here in order to then get all of the unique, the forms, the cosmetic forms you could get. Sorry for gushing, but the dream kind of nailed it. One second. I will say it's nice to gush about WoW again. If you've ever heard me talk in the last few years about how WoW is amazing, especially in direct comparison to FF14, it's been Dragonflight that I've been talking about.
Accept the flame to your heart and grow.
My heart burns with renewal.
So anyways, that's Cassiphine, the Dryad we just talked to, and, well, she's a Fire Dryad now. So that sucks.
Hello, champion.
Oh yeah, no, she joined willingly. You thought, well, though I fear there's no stopping these forces now. They may forever shape the dream.
Dreams guide.
Fire-Rad. Oh my god. It's far worse than I thought. Every time the portal closed, a Druid's of Flame opened more. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about this is that there's so many Druids of the Flame. Again, I get it. It makes sense. They probably have a lot of recent converts, as in people after Kata. But still.
May your dreams be peaceful.
Minor irritation. Primalists, Jarden, and Druids of the Flame all work against us, but I can sense this is not the last of them. Something powerful is trying to come through the portal. Let's seal it.
Rest.
As quickly as I close their portals, more come.
I got this.
Look out!
Behold the weapons of Shadowflame and your end.
Follow me. Take the portal, now.
Oh, okay. So you notice... I mean, that would make sense, Girl-wise. And again, it does make sense they would have modern converts. Just like it makes sense that the Scarlets would have modern... apes? I don't know what to call that. Wannabes? Eh,
Our flight stands unified once more.
you get the idea. I am glad you made it out. We have no choice but to retreat to the tree. You're not the tree. I says. Glompers, Dopey Glompers. Dobie Glompers, that's your name.
No, it was Dopey.
It was Dopey?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Glompers. That is really cute, the hand thing. Yeah, that's extremely cute. Ah!
Is my child not down here?
No.
My child is missing.
So, she asked for something for lunch, so I went ahead and got her something. And last I saw, she was sitting on the couch.
She's not on the couch.
I believe you. That would have been a very obvious place to find her.
Yeah.
So I just hit the dream. So my sister came back to WoW pretty much when this patch hit. If you don't mind sharing, what was it like? Like, because you hadn't played WoW for years, not since Warlords, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then you came back to one of the best patches we've ever had, so... sorry to inform your opinion.
I didn't get to have... I didn't get to have much feelings about this patch
Is it time to
because
go
I hadn't
already?
seen any of the crap that came before it. And I was having too much time trying to figure out how the hell they broke healing
Oh, yeah.
on my holy paladin.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that.
Nothing works right.
Mm-hmm. Quick story related. One time, very recently, one of my, I was tanking and one of them was healing and we were doing a dungeon. And I kept slow pulling. Or rather the opposite of that. Sorry, I kept fast pulling and omega pulling. And at one point they had to be like, slow down, slow down. I'm like, why? Your mana's full. Because you know I pay attention to healer mana.
It wasn't the mana that was the problem. Their cooldowns were down.
Yeah.
I don't have problems healing with mana. I don't know if that's me not doing something right or what, but
Yeah, it was
it
wild.
doesn't matter how I can sit there and chain cast my high mana on all of the healers. I can sit there and chain cast my high mana heal and not have my mana move.
Are you busy for the next 3 minutes?
No, I came down to find out what you wanted to do about dinner.
Oh, okay.
Because we're by ourselves.
Well, do
Kaz
me
is gone. Jane is here. It's just us three.
Do me a favor. Entertain chat for a minute.
Chat, you are entertained.
That was easy. Why didn't I do that? God.
JP Palmer, Hey, babe. Babe. Text me when you get where you're going, because I can't understand what you're saying. You're cutting out too much. Love you. Bye. You are entertained. They didn't break healing, they changed it, and they changed it significantly from when I had last healer mained, which was back in Kata. Yes. I hung up on you because you were breaking up and I was getting portions of every 4 words. Yeah, it's weeds. I just took a shower. I'm not mowing the grass right now. I'm going to order some weed spray for the yard. The grass is still dead. I don't know where she is. Yeah, probably. Mm-mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yes, I'm sure the gorgeous and outside nice would be good for my brain thingies. I love you. Bye. It was probably I need to get used to it again. And yeah, Lord Haremont, she's not named after Jaina Proudmoore, but yeah, it is. And thankfully, the WoW community is still, despite its large populace, fairly niche. So the majority of people in the world look at her and don't hear Jaina Proudmoore. They just hear Jaina. Here's a weird spelling, homogenized white lady name, freaky child, like, you know. I can't think of any of the really bad ones right now. You know, where they like take two. Jaina is not a common name. None of my girls have common names. She is named after the Empress Jaina in Star Wars. I feel like I didn't finish answering the JP Palmer's question. I came back at a time when Holy Paladin was the weakest healer out there, and it really sucked And so in addition to being introduced to the concept of keys, being expected to be able to DPS as a healer, Holy Paladin being a melee class, which still freaks me the fuck out, and other thing, and it no longer being a, you know, pretty powerful spot healing, which is I reactionary heal. So I have a really hard time with ramp classes, which back when I had played before, Holy Paladin was in addition to, like, you know, Druid, and I had never played Monk, so I didn't know anything about it. If you put me in melee, I die, Lord Haramont. There's too much screen clutter with being that close to the mobs. I can't, there's too much happening for me to be able to differentiate there being shit under my feet or me being in front of something I shouldn't be, and so I die. Likewise, I have a hard time tanking because I can't tell if I'm behind things or if things are behind me. And if I have yeah, I can solo in melee. That's no problem. But I can't melee in a group. Yeah, I can't split my attention between DPSing and healing. There's only one support class in the game. Also, I just recently got made into a Shadow Priest main.
Woohoo! Well, I already knew that.
Yeah, I was telling them. Hi. I have entertained them.
Thank you. I was thinking burritos with that.
I like burritos.
I do too.
I have a problem with burritos, though.
What's the problem?
I had cheese when we went to Fondue. I had a lot of it. And my stomach, my intestines are still uncomfortably swollen.
Okay. No, that makes sense, Lunarith. That would be her style. Just shunk.
They asked if they were entertained, and I informed them that yes, they were.
Congrats.
And then we discussed why I hated healing when I came back.
I don't think it's something that would be like light on your stomach.
It's not. That's not the problem. I just don't want to put more cheese on it. And you know, if we get burritos, I'm going to need cheese.
You know, there's okay.
No.
You can not get cheese.
No, this is
you can avoid having cheese on your burrito.
This is an impossibility.
Okay.
It's not possible to have burrito without cheese.
Okay. Well.
They had no choice but to be entertained.
That's true. Some things mandated. Okay.
I can occasionally be more interesting than him, mainly because I'm willing to discuss politics.
Trump sucks.
He does.
Elon sucks.
He does.
Nazis suck.
They do.
All right. See, the problem is, it's all softball. She's right.
I don't like cheese in my burritos. I like cheese with my burritos.
Yeah, she'll get queso.
Yeah.
Is what she'll do. Like the bowl, you know?
Melty cheese is awesome. He has only been willing to discuss the fact that Trump sucks.
No.
But I see your point.
Yeah, no, I've been drifting.
Oh, have you?
Economics. I don't know if you've been following economics things.
And politics are not really the same thing.
They're really close nowadays.
Only because the politicians are stupid.
I mean, yeah.
I need to take my earrings out.
The problem.
My earlobes are itchy.
Continues to be rich people, and so that kind of naturally drifts into politics.
Because rich people like politics.
Yeah, it's weird. Too. Help me out, guys. I can't think of anything.
I mean, we can get burritos.
No, I don't
No,
want
we can get burritos. I'll just save the cheese for later.
That's true, because that will save pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to put salsa in, too, and then... She actually taught me that trick.
It makes the cheese congeal less, and also adds a significant amount of flavor if you're getting queso from a place where they literally just hunk off a chunk of cheese and melt it.
Mm-hmm.
Hold that.
Oh, it's your earring. Oh, it's your stud.
It is my earring. No, it's still an earring.
Oh, you holding your holes or whatever that's called?
You're thinking of the term gauging, and
Yes.
no, I am not gauging my ears. These are just studs that look like gauges.
Mm.
But my earlobes are... They need a break.
Yarr.
They're itchy.
Well, if you can come up with something else, I am, of course, listening. In the meantime, I bequeath your scissors back to you.
Why do I have my scissors?
So, you took your scissors back when you were cutting presents.
And you can't find the other
I
ones?
have no idea where they are. I still haven't found them. And I needed scissors for several things.
They're in the pile out there.
I believe it.
You can have the big ones, just don't take the little ones.
I think the big ones were what I normally use. Like, I keep them here. Literally, there's spaces right here. Spend too much tax money on politics. That's interesting. Oh! Tax funding. Yeah, no, I'm kind of with you, Lord Aramont. Like, I get why people would complain about tax money going towards campaign funds, but then I look at the country I live in.
And I would rather tax funds go toward it than
that.
Yeah.
Than that insanity. Waste of garbage. Do you know how much of a burning pit millions of dollars are flowing? I love how they're like, we need to reduce government spending. Hang on, let me spend $1 billion getting elected. Jesus Christ. He took with my phone.
I am looking at food.
Okay. May I please sit down?
No.
Okay, so we're gonna
No.
do this like this.
No touching.
No, I just...
No touch. No touch.
There
No
we go.
touch.
I'm glad you made it out. We have no choice but to retreat to the tree. No!
Guide you.
Ah. Yeah, exactly, Blade 12. It's just like, Christ, what a waste. Never mind how obviously slanted that is. Not to toot my own horn a little bit, but one of the reasons that money is not the only thing that gets you a game funded is because of that mentality. I don't want...
Only...
Let's pretend Bregwin is a millionaire.
I don't want only the people who have money to be able to put money toward games and determine what I'm doing.
That, right there. There's a reason I value group people. There's a reason I have a formula designed to raise interest just because more people are interested in it. You know, your daughter does the same thing with that. I have a footrest. Move it forward. Here.
My toes aren't long enough to move it forward.
Oh.
My foot is asleep.
Wake up. Also true, Czar. What?
I'm kidding.
Okay. You're absolutely right, those are. I also, and this is the stranger part of why I do that, is I like to encourage people to interact with other people. I know, I'm evil. And an extrovert.
You know, I was thinking about that recently. And I have come to the conclusion that it's not that I'm an introvert. It's just that I don't like most neurotypical people.
I'm sorry.
I said most.
I know. But I can hear it in the back there.
Well, no, so, like, most of my small groups are people who I know well and am comfortable enough with that I don't have to wear a full mask, right? I'm not constantly watching everything that I'm doing and saying and all of the things that I am doing with my body in order to not get, on the neurotypical's nerves because I'm fidgety or I talk too much or I got loud or whatever.
She taught me that some people literally don't hear their own voice.
I hear my voice.
Well, you know
I
what
just
I mean,
don't
the
know
volume.
how loud I. Yeah,
the volume.
It
thing.
sounds the same regardless of whether I'm yelling or not.
Yeah,
and the more excited I am, the more likely I am to be very loud.
Your daughters, several of them,
all of them.
Yeah, are like that too.
Yes, I'm aware.
Hey, off the deeper end.
And so it's not that I'm not an extrovert, because I do almost crave being around people, and I really enjoy being around people that I enjoy being around, and I want to hang out with them, and I come away from those experiences energized. It's that when I'm in large groups of people, I typically don't know all of them that well, or know that I cannot around them, and so I get exhausted because I have to mask so hard.
No, that makes sense. Also, Czar, I apologize. I don't know if you know this. I am neurotypical.
He is very neurotypical.
I am actually amusingly neurotypical. She made me do a test once. I was like,
it was one of those scatter plots. It was one of those scatter plots that it's like, here's where your skills and weaknesses lie with the, things that go in and out. Frequently see them in video games with your strength and your agi and your charisma and whatever, and it pulls them out and makes the weird wonky shape. And his was round.
Yeah. To be clear, I wasn't doing that deliberately. You know how sometimes you can slant a test? I'm sorry. I don't mean to be Lunaire. I guess I'm just weird.
He is basically, yeah. He has some weird things to him, but they are not of the autistic variety.
No, see, I have PTSD. Big difference.
You were weird before the PTSD.
I know.
I think that might have just been a different PTSD.
That's right. It was the jailer. Yeah, can you say that? Like really emphasize the jailer. Not this one's for me.
Jailer?
No, that was terrible.
The jailer.
There we go. Perfect.
And yeah, Bragwin, that's you will frequently find me not necessarily in a corner, because if I actively go stand in a corner, people recognize that I'm in a corner and they will come and drag me out, and that is worse. So I will find a conversation to sit in and occasionally make affirming noises at, so that it looks like I am participating while I am actively not. It's really funny. I just had a conversation with my eldest, because all three of my girls and I are autistic, and neither my husband nor my brother are. And my 12-year-old is finding it very hard to navigate dealing with them socially, and gets very upset because they want to do things like ask her about her interests or what she liked or didn't like about something. And it takes us longer to process that. And so I taught her the tool of give generic statement about level of like or dislike, then provide one thing that supports that, and then let them go, because they will then talk for if you didn't know this, Lore can talk for a very long time with little input. And so he will frequently do things like, what did you think about this patch coming back to the game? And I can very easily say
one thing, she did.
One thing, which was,
I
didn't really get to appreciate it because so much of the game was different when I came back to it. Supporting evidence, healer. And if you hadn't gone to the bathroom, you probably would have then talked to them
No.
for 20 minutes.
So let's talk about how healing works in this game. Okay?
No, not about healing. About how different the game was.
No. We got to
in
start.
Dragonflight
We got
from
to start with
Warlords.
the healing discussion in order to transition into the discussion about the difference in the game.
And it I'm learning so much about my own coping mechanisms by watching my daughter and teaching her my coping mechanisms, because I was raised by my mother, who is also autistic. And so the things that I learned how to do, the things that I learned how to cope with, I didn't learn consciously. I learned them by mimicking her. And so it never occurred to me that they weren't just things that everybody did not until like my husband, I started, being around people who aren't autistic. No, not until my autistic daughter was struggling with these things. And I was like, oh, I know exactly how to deal with that situation because...
Sunrise, sunset.
It has been a joyous learning experience because my husband has always just viewed me as kind of quirky and cute.
I mean, in fairness, those are both true statements.
And then... Thank you.
I like how that took conscious effort. I wasn't even expecting you to comment on it.
So, did I tell you that in his attempt to convince me to become a Shadow Priest main because he loves my Shadow Priest so much, that Aiden and our buddy Bubble were aggressively complimenting me to the point that they gave me a panic attack from imposter syndrome?
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's just, I don't know that I have ever been aggressively complimented to the point that I have had a panic attack.
Brigwin, I'll use one thing. Is that okay, Brigwin? I'm not going to wait for an answer.
I don't know. I think Bragwin is, thatting to my having a panic attack about being aggressively complimented.
So she is an excellent voice actress. She's done a lot of good stuff for me over the years. I mean, she's great in a lot of ways, but I'm pointing out one thing. And she nailed one of the main villains of the FF9 theater. So much so I'm going to ask her to come back for it when we get to RFF9. And she constantly is like, no, I can't even listen to it. Can't even deal with it. Can't even hear herself. She nailed it.
I am able to disassociate to a degree that I...
Give me that.
I was looking at food.
Didn't realize it was still on. Ah!
It is still on. I'm able to disassociate. Once I have recorded the thing, it is no longer a part of my person. And so I'm able to look at myself on the camera and hear my own voice and see my own actions and body movements in a way that is detached enough that I view it similarly to just watching the TV or a movie. It is no longer me. That is an actress on the screen that is doing things. But you don't compliment me. I will turn right. I almost, the reason that took so long is because you completely derailed my thought, because my brain was like, has been compliments! Has been compliments! Go on!
I shouldn't laugh.
I had to actively fight the urge to put my face in my hands. I don't even remember what I was saying. Oh, Kazra has always viewed me as quirky and eccentric, in a way that he has thought was endearing and cute, and therefore is terribly lenient toward things that other people find as weird and annoying. And then when the power dynamic shifted to a father-daughter relationship with my eldest, who is basically me cloned in a lot of ways, he struggled with a lot of them because, he expected her to be, he would expect her to be able to explain why she did something. And she is 12 and hasn't been trained to be introspective 100% of the time so that she can explain herself to neurotypicals, because I don't demand that she explain herself to me. And so is unable to do these things without coaching and prompting and time to, you know, get outside of her. Someone has asked me a question and I have done something wrong and I feel bad and weird and wrong, and why isn't this just what everyone does? Because it makes perfect sense in my head that I don't know how to explain it. And so they frequently, I frequently end up having to coach her through a situation and calm her down to let her know that she hasn't done anything wrong, and then turn around and coach him through the situation that he's not a horrible father, that it's just that she's 12 and autistic and her brain doesn't work like his, and he needs to be able, and I frequently get frustrated because I'm like, I don't understand why you don't recognize the pattern of my wife does this, my daughter is doing this, and they are the same thing. Yeah, Bragwin, I have two responses to compliments. I either completely shut down emotional response to it and provide some sort of intellectual understanding of their compliment as fact, or I flip the fuck out. So like, if you tell me I'm pretty, I will look at you and say, I know. Which I have learned is not a good way to respond, and so now I respond with, thank you. Insert some sort of generic compliment that goes back to them. Yeah, compliment acknowledged. Move on with life. Because if you expect me to respond to it in a way that is like actually genuine, my response is going to flip out and deny and hide my face. I might need to use that one to make the people go away.
What advice is she
That's not Bragwin, it's Winlock, and they say there is a worst way to respond, which is, what's pretty about me? Yeah, that's like, I have learned, you know, it's just like you get told, you know, this is how are you, and it's like, I recognize that it is a social nicety and that the only acceptable response is I'm fine or good. And I have decided that I hate that, and so I now respond when I am anything other than fine or good with I am.
Yeah.
And then wait to see if they recognize my lack of a pattern, and if they then move on with life or want a genuine response by responding and asking further questions.
Okay.
Apparently you need to bury them under trees that have been malnourished because they will absorb all of the bones.
Okay, I got it.
Or feed them to the pigs because pigs eat bones. But food, I am hungry.
Bed. I just cleared out the bed.
Oh. Did you do that so I would get out of your chair?
Yes, also because I had to do it.
He went and folded laundry while we talked about autism because he wants me out of his chair.
I'm very boring. I'm like structure objective oriented. Like, I'm the most boring guy I know. I do know Gary. I'm kidding, Gary. I'm kidding.
We're not kidding. We like you.
Gary's awesome.
You are a nice and comfortable type of boring, but you are...
He's never going to see this.
You...
Reliable is a good word for Gary.
You are steady and smooth with no bumps or patterns or texture. If you were a food, I would not be able to eat you because you are so smooth in consistency, with occasional bouts of anger. But that's because you're probably neurotypical and don't get along with my autism. But it's okay because I still like you. Mostly. Kira says you need to get back over here so you can do the raid.
You're super not getting the raid done tonight.
No, not tonight, but before Tuesday.
Yeah, no, I want to finish Dragonflight tomorrow at the latest. So shoot.
Okay.
Thank you. No delay.
No delay.
Damn right, Lord Hermont. Damn.
What would you ask of me?
I'm glad you made it out. This.
What?
No, the first thing the first quest says is, I'm glad you made it out of the chair.
Should I throw something over the monitor?
Please don't. This is a semi-delicate setup. I've got liquid there, and there.
You always say it's delicate.
Yes, I do.
I still throw things at you.
There's a reason the pets are not allowed down here.
I still throw things.
We have no choice but to retreat before Farak's forces arrive. And Elder Cassifine, I fear she's already been lost to this prophecy of flame.
For Amir Drasil.
This tree has grown peacefully in the Emerald Dream since it was planted here, and we have watched over it and nurtured it. Now, just when it's about to leave the cradle of this realm into Azeroth, our enemies see it as a means to further their own plans. It is so much more. Let us go.
To burn the world.
To burn the world.
No, they want to burn the world.
No, but we want to too, don't we?
No?
No? Oh, shoot. Guys, I'm sorry. I'm on the wrong side. I apologize. I need to go join the Primelets. Bye.
Amir Drasil, crown of harmony. Grown of two realms, a window between death and life.
Its seed was gifted to Tyrande by the Winter Queen. Here in the Emerald Dream, it thrives. But there are others who would seize its power and use it for their own ends. We cannot let them. We of the Green Dragonflight and countless lost souls have pledged to keep it safe. We must be vigilant until it takes its place in the world.
Marithra.
Praline peach cup. Milkshake with stuff in them.
I'm going to read now.
Dreams.
We arrived just in time. We must intercept Cassifine before she can do any harm to the tree or to us.
Is it time?
The Druids of the Flame pose more of a threat than I realized. Not only do they let Farak and his forces pour into the dream, but they also tempt the dream's denizens to the flame. We cannot dwell on how this happened. Pains me greatly, but Elder Cassifine must be stopped. Go with Tyrande and end the Jedi.
For Amir Drasil.
Oh, time to make sure the Jedi finally die. What the? Oh, well, we'll come back to that.
What? Jedi and WoW.
Well, look. This is when the time of the Jedi ended. So there's not Jedi on WoW anymore. Actually, I think the timeline there's pretty off, but whatever. Hello, Elder Cassifine. Goodbye, Elder Cassiphine.
The Lords of Fire return and bring new life!
Yeah, pretty much. Good news. Hell probably doesn't exist. In universe, I mean.
Fight for ashes!
What tempted them to the flame? Why do they embrace it and deny our people a home? That's actually a pretty good question. Kennex cow.
What is it you seek?
The Emerald Dream is a place of wild nature, magic, and delight. It saddens me to see one of our own come to such an end. I think... Wait. Do you hear something?
Rest well.
I hear approaching wings and smell shadow flame. The rock is here. Garethus's pain will not go unanswered.
May your dreams be peaceful.
3 cutscenes in a row.
I knew you would come. Chasing fire like glittering moths. Oh, how I have longed for you to witness it, Alexstrasza. This world tree, the heart of its great power, filled with shadow and flame. But now that you and your champions have gathered, why wait? I should just end you now!
The defeat of this treacherous queen would be a glorious battle. But the plan, Varrock. Remember your brilliant plan to humble, humiliate, and break them? Open the way to the temple. Then the tree will be yours.
Die! Yes! And once I take what is mine, my foes will perish in flames!
Paying attention, that is now 2 times Varrock has had to be reminded that he's doing something other than burning whatever happens to be right in front of his face.
It is my honor to serve Elune.
He left the tree alone. Does he have another objective? Why is he listening to the Druid of the Flame?
Is it time to go already?
Varrock is withdrawn from the Mirdrasil, but that only increases my concern. He must have another target within the dream. We must convene with the others at the base of the tree. Tyrande and the Kaldora have established a camp. I need to speak with Alexstrasza to determine our next step.
For a Mirdrasil.
The others will meet us at the base of Mirdrasil.
Hello, champion.
We do noodles.
Noodles. I don't know what I want.
Okay. Do you want soup, stir-fry noodles, or rice?
Soup.
Okay.
Thank you for assistance. I only discovered very, very recently, like 5 years ago recently, that I like ramen. And it's pretty much because of her and her husband.
This will be closer to pho than ramen.
I know. I also only discovered pho because of her.
Yeah.
I love pho. I also make her do it every time because I'm evil.
But he
Trying
doesn't
to
understand.
learn. I'm trying to learn.
My brother is afraid to try to add things to the food that has been cooked. So if it tastes edible, he would rather eat bland food than add things to it. So he will drink pho with
fun.
no flavoring,
It's very fun.
and then say, I don't want to do that again because it doesn't taste good. And I will say, that is because you didn't add any hoisin, soy sauce, fish sauce, chili powder, chili oil, garlic, chili, vegetables, or anything to it. So you literally had generic chicken broth with generic unseasoned white meat chicken and noodles, which is quite possibly the blandest fucking dish in the world.
I don't know, I've had bad grilled cheese before. You know, not cheese between really bad, not white bread.
Okay. Do you want beef?
Yeah.
Or chicken? Or pork?
Let's go with chicken, actually.
Do you want thin noodles or fat noodles?
Oh, definitely thin. 100%.
You don't like udon?
Udon's fine, but I love thin noodles. And we never get them because everyone else prefers thick.
Do you want thin or thinnest?
Thinnest. I like angel hair pasta for a bit of perspective.
You
By the
would
way-
like an egg.
Yes, of course I would. Well, you have anybody else noticed that these pathway cobblestones also look like dragon scales?
Not really.
Yeah, a little bit.
They look like flat stones with weird cracks in them.
They do have the motif
They're
going.
round. The cracks are in the weird places because they're curved, so it's not like they were cracks made from slicing them to make them flat to fit on the ground.
Spiral.
Everything is spiraled here is the problem.
Yep, that's exact. See visuals to complement what she was talking about. And for some reason,
Look, spirals.
there's a druid. They're actually, I don't think I've seen that one. Or if I have, I never noticed it. But yeah, no, there's spirals everywhere on the dream.
Everything is a spiral.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have the quest to go and look at the druids?
I don't think so. I just got here.
Okay.
And I'm not sure which of these are unlocked.
I added a boiled egg, not a fried egg, to your noodle soup.
Okay.
The dream must be protected.
Now that we have a moment to breathe, we can think about what we'll do next. Please don't do that on my shirt. Do it on my arm. And I know that we're stronger with you on our side.
You wash them regularly. It's fine.
Dreams guide you.
The Caldora have set up a...
See if I can find a child.
Yeah, I don't know where she's responded to. Responded to? Absconded to. With hope and hard work, this encampment will become a permanent when the tree enters our world. Oh. Feel free to acquaint yourself with the provisions and return to me.
Farak will return. He cannot control himself for long. Not even with guidance.
Marithra, this is your realm. Where shall we send our flights and our people to aid you?
We must know what our enemies seek in the dream. There are other places of power, such as the Wellspring Temple and the Eye of Ysera.
And the Druids of the Flame have opened the way for them all. I must know why they are here.
Then we will begin there. Tyrande, seek them out and uncover their aims. Viranoth, let us speak of the Primalists.
Yeah, no kidding. Order's bad, but also Farak. Like, you're not making your case, is what I'm trying to say here. Okay, so let's do a quick glance at some of these quests, because most of these are things we're actually not going to be doing. We'll talk to Kanzu. Yes, Jennifer Hale voices Marithra. That's obviously our weekly. This is our talk to.
Goddess bless you.
Yep, we like burning babies. Yeah. Nah, I'm good, thanks. Moonberry's here.
I'm sorry. Did you need something?
Yes, that Moonberry. Makes sense. Metaphorically speaking, we're just one door away from Ardenweald here.
We'll meet again.
Zerviles. Marithra needs your help. Oh, sorry. Okay, so that's Spriggan getting loose.
Repartee.
And that
Always a
is the
pleasure.
daily weekly thing, which I do not care about.
There is much to discover.
I mean, fair, Blade Travel, but my point is, usually, even in this setting, it takes a decent amount of effort to come back from dead. Here, zoop, and you're there. Alright, so I'll go ahead and reach this one. Some nasty trickster Spriggans followed us from the dream into the dream, and now they're causing all kinds of havoc. Like the most important thing of all, stealing top secret, super important supplies. It's urgent you stop them and get the supplies back. I have to? I mean, they're Spriggans. Do they even matter? Hey, Spriggans, do you matter? Oh, well, you know, I guess they don't. Hypothetically, there has to be some way to go from undead to alive. I can't think of an example of that off the top of my head. I can think of demons who've been purified. I can think of, like, abominations. I can think of time-corrupted people. I can think of arcane-corrupted, elemental-corrupted.
Would you like gummy dummies?
What the heck are gummy dummies?
They're gummies to inhibit brain function, so you can live in... Google it.
Leaning towards no.
No, it's on Scooby-Doo.
Oh, okay.
She also ordered noodle soup. Hers is with beef.
Okay. That'll be easy to differentiate then. Hi, Moonberry. You know, Sis is like, who is this? Never do Shadowlands. Alright, so.
You're a special one.
We don't get the supplies back from those pesky Spriggans. What? Yeah, so for those who don't know, she's in Maldraxxus. I'm so sorry.
Maldraxxus is gross.
Yeah, it's because it was originally the evil place. It's really obvious, isn't it? When you look around and you think about how Scourge it is.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, you want to see something kind of funny?
Moment with you.
Check this out. I didn't realize this until I was going through it. So here's Maldraxxus, right?
Mm-hmm.
Constructs, rituals, eyes, chosen, plagues, Primus, okay?
Okay.
Now, this is going to take me too long to do, because I have to do it over here. But just try to keep that in your head. Ah! There. Boop. 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 Really, game? How about you do what I actually told you to do? Oh my god, it's not going to give me, like...
An overview map of everything? No. You can only look at the quadrants.
There.
They don't have arachnids.
Actually, they do. The arachnid quarter. Oh, hey, I can open them both at the same time. Hey. Is the House of Eyes. It's right there. It's really obvious in hindsight. I don't know why I never noticed that before. Anyways.
So nice to see you.
What is it doing?
I can't wait to see what you do.
Is that it?
Next.
Nope, there's another one. Put 6 silly hats on... No, go away.
No, that's the sleeping druid one.
Fine.
And also it chains past that, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you have to do these to get the final ship.
I think you're right. I'll let you in on a little secret. These crates, they're prank supplies. People are so serious around here. What's better than a little prank to lift everyone's spirits? You could put some of those fun hats on some of the sleeping druids. What's more fun than a surprise hat? Be careful, though. Their connection to the dream could make anything happen.
Such witty.
Okay, let's go put some hats on people.
Have you already done the dancing?
No.
Okay, then it's a chain, and you need to do all of them.
Excuse me, Mr. Druid. I have a hat. Ah! It's a
cat.
In a hat.
In a hat.
Now it's dead.
And that's a bear.
In a hat.
In a hat. There was the one around the corner.
It was like whatever. Yep, there he is.
That one's a moose.
Hello, Moose. Have a hat.
And now it's a cat.
Why are they all cats?
Because bulls are just lazy.
I mean, it is almost assuredly a cat in the hat reference.
Not. That one is a cat.
Yeah. If it's not going to be a cat.
And now it's a
No,
different cat.
it's a cat. All right, whatever.
You are very likely missing some MSQ somewhere, Bragwin. I suggest checking your map for the quest icon to see where it left off. If not, it's in your quest log somewhere.
Or it's in BTW quests.
Yeah.
It's a good add-on for hunting down quests.
There are some of the MSQ things that are connected, like this. There are some of the MSQ things that are connected to,
Non-shield quests.
yeah, non-shield quests, and there are some of the MSQ that are connected to rep.
Also true.
Well, what do we
I'm
have?
impressed. I thought I was pranking you too, but it looks like you're better at this than expected. It's time for a real challenge.
I can't wait to see what you do next.
Okay. Some
Should,
druids
but aren't, and it's probably rep related.
are volunteering to help tend to the tree and set up camp, but they're so sad. We have to give them a reason to smile. You can give them some orders to remind them to have fun, but there's no way they'll take orders from you. So, I got a costume for you.
Is that all?
Okay, what's my costume?
Always a pleasure.
Oh, I see.
You're a dragon.
I am a green dragon. I am the aspect of the dream. Hello.
Keep your distance, mainlander.
Dance!
Steady on ahead.
Dance party. I'm not sure how that'll help, but it sounds like fun.
Okay,
He just called me Richmond. Oh my god, we found a Johnny follower. If you'd be able to help us, I will bake these confections. I am Thief Ninja. None can evade. Evade?
out with it. Careful out there.
We get some flowers. Ah, flower crowns. What a thoughtful idea. We actually talked about...
Turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around, turn around. There's a sleepy droid. You can talk to the sleepy droid. He's yellow.
We talked about this back in
Why are you
Shadow.
not talking to the sleepy droid? Oh, never
Because
mind.
I can't. We talked about this back in Shadowlands. This is the difference between good Fae and bad Fae. Because Moonberry here, they're just trying to mess with people in a way that gets them to laugh, right?
They don't actively want to hurt anybody. They just want to make some mischief.
Exactly. As opposed to Fae.
I don't think Moonberry cares if the people they prank laugh. Moonberry just wants to laugh.
No, we saw a bit. So you haven't seen Moonberry much. They get a lot of characterization in Shadowlands. The first thing we see them do is trying to cheer someone up by playing a prank on them. First thing.
You're okay.
It's some good opening characterization.
What brings you here?
I have a list of instructions for you to read around the camp. List of corny jokes. If that is what you wish, it will be done. Yeah, mischief without malice. And again, My Little Pony
Mischief without
reference.
malice can be equally damning.
Laura?
My fate.
Yeah, this is what I was saying.
Curse.
Stuff is locked behind stuff.
Oh, that's the Lillian quest. Yes, we'll come back to that.
The
Go-
Lillian quest
go get some
should have been
berries.
done before this.
The
Wait,
other one.
what?
There's like 3. Luminescent red berries will be impossible to capture. But I will try. For you, clearly Marithra. Hello,
You don't have to max it.
Marithra.
If you want, Bragwin, I can go hop on and help you figure out where
can
you
I do for
missed
you?
stuff.
A party at Kisra. Your performance as Marithra was unmatched. I can hardly tell the two of you apart.
We'll meet again.
And that's the end of that chain.
What was the other question? I don't remember.
That's the weekly/daily. I can never remember which is which, but this is go get the
Yeah, that's the weekly.
splintered trim. Yeah.
Never
Several of these are weekly/dailies. The daily is actually inaccurate. It's every 3 days, but I don't know what to call that. Tri-dailies? I don't know. Trileys? Traileys. I can tell by her lack of response that I've got it. That's the good one. What time is this? 8 minutes.
Are you waiting impatiently for...
I'm not impatient at all. I'm just getting stuff done while I wait for the super blow. I want to show it off at least once. Tyrande has gone to investigate the Druids of the Flame, learn more about their purpose, and identify their leaders. How could Night Elves turn to the Flame? It's not like the Night Elves haven't just within the last 5 years gone through a really horrific incident that specifically involved Flame. Excuse me.
May your dreams...
Barak's forces have already set their plans in motion. We are one step behind. We need to catch up quickly to protect the Mirdrasil. Well, you're on your way here. We received word of a suspicious...
Why did you buy more popcorn when I bought the...
This predated that. Figures entering... That's also why I only have the 2. And because I've been kind of using yours. Sorry. I need to just go through these. Push through them. Yeah. Well, you're on your way here. We received word of suspicious-looking figures entering one of the nearby barrow dens. Tyrande...
My phone is down here.
And your studs. And your scissors. We're gonna corral those. No. See? They're in there. If you want, I can keep them.
No.
Okay. Tyrande went to investigate. Seek her out. Lend her your aid.
Dreams guide you.
This person's name is Castanova. Okay, so we've got that. We've got that. What's our timer on this? 6 minutes. Let's just restart this and... Poor Night Elves.
Hey guys, want to hear a bad joke?
There's gonna be voice acting, so I gotta pause.
I'm waiting for them if they want to hear a bad joke.
They say yes.
You know the answer to this one already, so keep your mouth shut. Wait, I don't remember how to tell it. Never mind, bye.
Wait. All right, everybody.
What do you call?
Yeah. What do you call a will? Like as in a will, you know, that you write out for someone after they're dead? A dead giveaway.
We are the children of Elune. Our foes...
It seems the Druids of the Flame wasted no time in seeking to expand their influence. Deep within these barrow dens, some manner of corruption has taken root. It'll spread if left unchecked, consuming the entire den before expanding outward to threaten the rest of the dream. Time is short. Delve into the barrow, seek the sources, excise them.
The Kaldori will endure.
The flame did not take root here on a whim. No doubt there are servants of the Firelands cloistered within, trying to spread their flame to the creatures within these barrows. We must do what we can to save those who can be saved and mete out justice to the heretics who lurk within.
Elune, light your way.
Illinerith. This one time I was going to work and I got stuck in an elevator. Now I take steps to avoid that.
So you've arrived at last. I had hoped to meet you before things began in earnest.
Hey, Mr. Floyd. Thank you for the sub, as always. Give me a moment. Get a little more in combat. Jot that down. Yeah, no. Most of the time we allow you to put towards games that aren't out yet. Most of the time. There's actually some weird asterisks that, for example, at least once in our history, you all have funded a game that has still not come out as of this moment. It just died on the vine. Baldur's Gate 3, Dragon Age 4, Mass Effect 5. It is rare enough that I still allow it, but the rule is actually really simple. Caveat emptor. If you donate for something that's not out yet, you're kind of taking it on yourself, the knowledge that you're sort of, you know, hoping that it comes out, right? Because it doesn't always. I think he doesn't care at this point, Trihexia.
An unassuming adventurer, free to act as you please. We were free once, unbound by the fetters of mortality. Perfect beings, blessed by the world's stewards.
Thank you, Crenshaw. Appreciate you. So, yeah. Honestly, this took a bit for it to really track for me for some reason. The reason that these particular Druids of the Flame are anti-dragon is because they blame the dragons for their lack of immortality. It's really easy to guesstimate the length of a game based on the type of game, Lord Aramont. For example, Mass Effect 5 will probably be about 30 to 35 hours. I can tell you that right off the top of my head. Whenever I add stuff like that, I usually do a little bit more work to guesstimate something more specific, but we can say that pretty specifically because we have things to pull from to guess that. If it has the Hinchalins, all bets are off. No, not at all, Mr. Floyd. That's marketing speak, always was. Come on, round the corner, round the corner. There you go. Good boy. Good boy.
We could find that world again, if you wished. An unending world, preserved in flame.
Hold up. Say that sentence back to me real quick there. Preserved in flame. And yes, it does, Avion. Blateval once asked about, does a game get a negative for never being followed through on? I think Half-Life 2 will qualify for that one. Yeah, fire is well known for being a good preservative of many things, especially life. So...
Ah, there you are. I was beginning to think you had lost your way.
Hi.
Norana, you've set an entire barrow ablaze! What madness is this?
Teldrassil opened my eyes to the truth. We cannot save our people through force of will alone, Night Warrior.
Our people have seen enough forests burn, Norana. Whatever these fanatics promised you, it is not worth the toll the Firelands would exact.
I have simply promised these fanatics the birthright they are due. The fire will return to us, the eternity that your draconic keepers continue to hoard for themselves.
Wait, Norana, I knew Norana once, champion. I hesitated. It will not happen again. Join me on the surface, and we will attempt to track her down.
I have a feeling if we follow the fire... Oh, I get what she means, Lunaruth. That doesn't really change the humor of her statement. I said it before, the Druids of the Flame aren't. They're actually shamans. They have switched to using the elemental power of fire as their imbuement. It's where they draw their power from, and thus hope to draw their immortality. We already know as far back as Cataclysm that they have no difficulties in converting someone into a pseudo-mental of fire. That happened with Elizrazor, for example. And arguably happened with several other people, including Fandral himself. So, yeah, no. Eternal life as a fire elemental. That sounds fun.
Ishnu Allah.
But no, let's be clear. This is just more trauma, if we're getting down to it.
Do not lose faith.
Tyranda's expression wavers between sadness and conviction. These are not Fandral Staghelm's Druids of the Flame. No, they are not. Once again, this doesn't bother me that much because these aren't the Druids of the Flame. Just like we didn't fight the Scarlet Crusaders earlier. This is a bunch of children clinging to an old banner. To think that someone as kind and compassionate as Norana would count themselves among them. We may never truly understand the depth of the scars left by the fallen bows of Teldrassil. Or bows, I can never remember how to pronounce it. Not a day goes by where I do not mark the memories of those who fell at Teldrassil, consumed by a fire I could not quell. Be they Caldori or Dryad, I'll never again let the cries of the anguished go unanswered. Not will I still hold breath.
There is a time for patience.
Endithur tells me of a smoke rising to the grove to the east. Norana's new allies are not exactly the subtle sort. I do not care what her motivations are. I will not allow her to set another inch of this land ablaze. Ride for the western groves. However the Druids of the Flame plan to seek their so-called rebirth, we will do all we can to stop them.
Heed the voice of Elune.
Oh yeah, by the way, there's that theme of the past and legacy again. A lot of these Druids of the Flame are specifically Caldori who are trying to adhere to the old ways. By any means necessary. It's worth noting a lot of these people are probably traumatized to the point of insanity, so, you know. Now, the Super Bloom should be moving right now. It is. Is anyone doing it?
Wildlife are in serious danger if we do not act swiftly. Come assist with the rescue mission before it is too late.
Where is he? Oh, right here. Hey, a couple of people are doing it. So this is the Super Bloom. This is one of my favorite events. The easiest way to explain this event is there's this dude. He wanders. And then as he wanders, stuff happens. I know that's the dumbest possible way to explain it, but it's really a pretty accurate way to describe it. All kinds of things can happen on his path. Enemies, loot, interactables, jumping puzzles, like all kinds of crap, right? Hello, Huthor, again. You also get playground abilities while doing it.
Fill you with power.
Those are fun.
And seeds.
Aw, I was hoping for one of the really fun ones. One of the really fun ones is you gain the ability to turn into a moonkin, fly into the air like, I don't know, 100 feet, and then just start bombarding the ground with moons. It is exactly as fun as it sounds. Jesus, Uthor. Listen. Everyone knows that I can't turn that into a joke. I give up. I don't know what was going on with Twitch. So this is one of those interactables. Ignore the pile of flowers I'm leaving behind. Ignore it. Ignore it. Alright, Huthor, I'm banning you for... Hang on. Where's my dice? Where is my dice? I'm banning you for stealing my dice, so I can't give some random-ass reason for banning you. How dare you? Ban!
but I'm awake. I slept like a log.
This is another of those events that really works specifically because of its precise design. On paper, this is no different from any other event in the game. But in practical application, there's so much good design in the specifics of what events can happen, how they're rewarding, and how the whole thing progresses that it just works really, really well. Everyone benefits from participating. Everyone gets equal reward from doing it. Everyone tends to have fun dogpiling it, and it scales based on how many players are here. I have seen this so swarming that the camera is stalling. Like it's going, because there's 50 people here. And that probably doesn't sound like a lot. And if you think that, then you've never seen 50 people swarming over this treant. And trust me, those are fun.
Time to slumber and dream.
Yeah. These are also quite rewarding, ignoring the fact that you know, it's easy to get rewards. The rewards themselves are also rewarding. Hell, there was a weekly, as in just a weekly in Valdrakken to go do a Super Bloom. There was another one to get rep with anybody in the entire isle. This one quest gives you like 1,000 rep. I might be wrong on my numbers, but you get the idea. So there's a lot of interlocking systems that were very precisely designed to make this just fun. We are currently playing as an Evoker, which is the newest class in the game as of this moment in time. It just got added in Dragonflight. So, you know, I have weird abilities, which I don't think I can even show off right now because I don't have anything to attack with them. It's a very fun class. I'm liking it. I can do things like this. Hang on. Augmentation was added in 0.07, wasn't it? 10.0.7? Nope, 10.1. My bad. I thought it was before that because I thought it was with the reach.
Quite refreshing.
There's also a bunch of mounts you can get from this, a bunch of cosmetics. You get it.
What? No. I'm just, resting my eyes.
Yeah, adding a spec after class was interesting. And if I might be so bold, it was a good sign even at the time. Challenging doctrine is one of the things that's really made the most recent expansions so damn good. And it needs to happen more, frankly. Or, I'm saying that wrong. That implies the wrong thing. What I mean by that is it needs to continue. God, things are just melting. Things are just melting. I have no evidence of this, but I swear that some of these last few events either spawn more or give more bloom if you're lower on the bloom value. Because I've had several times where me and Pax were doing this, and we thought we weren't going to get purple. And then we got to the second to last event, the one we're doing right now, and we managed it. We snuck over the line. Yeah, a little rubber banding. Little bad luck protection, something like that. Yeah, this event is basically the theater event with a little bit less flash and show. So expect some positives for that one, too. But there's a reason I place this as, I'd say, tied with my favorite event in the game. The other one being the theater, by the way. I know I'm strange, because I know several people don't care for it. I am rather fond of the theater. Did you notice that we have gotten almost all the way from blue to purple in just this incident? Just this one event. You thought I was kidding with that rubber banding thing. There it is. There's purple. Let's see if we got anything from it. It's got a manuscript I didn't have. That's it. But still, manuscripts are valuable. That's essentially a mount piece. I didn't go hog crazy on manuscripts like Pax did, but I got a lot of them. Yeah, there's this weird range of events like this. When events are live, lots of people are doing them. Immediately after the event is live, nobody's doing it because they're all doing the new thing. And then wait a little bit, and then lo and behold, people will be doing it again. Because now people have finished all the new content and are going back to events to get transmogs and achievements, cosmetics, all kinds of fun stuff like that. That's actually an upgrade. That's funny. I got 4... Great source of seeds, too, if you're doing that. What do I think of Legion? So, funny fact. I've been doing all the expansions in order for this review series. You see the positives and negatives over here. That's how I review the games. Good luck, Kenix. You're going to need it. And Legion scored better and worse than I thought it would. On the story axis, Legion did quite well. It did a lot of things right. It connected a lot of threads. It had some good characters. It had some plot beats. Blah, 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 blah. And then it also completely screwed up in several ways.
Too powerful to face alone. Gather what forces you.
It was very strange to review. It didn't score nearly as well as it probably should have. Think of that what you will. Oh, the time gating. And then we get to Suramar, and Suramar's like, yeah, you have 1,200 ancient mana lying around, right? What do you mean you can't carry that much? Didn't you go do the completely unlabeled, completely optional side quests to increase the amount of mana you can carry? No? Well, get out of here, then.
I speak for my people. Our foes will know our fury.
Yep. Those side quests serve no purpose other than to essentially be mandatory to progress the MSQ. Nothing indicates that, of course. I do legitimately think a Legion remix can help polish some of the issues of Legion. And will probably improve the score, but no, Legion had issues. How is New Legion had issues? But I never knew how bad its issues were. If you like Shadowlands, you probably will not like Dragonflight. So make of that what you will.
Ishnu Allah, Del Nadris.
So this starts the seed stuff. We're not doing that, of course. That's just an optional thing to go grind for appearances. Again, armor, pets, and mounts. Of course that treant has a beard. He's Treebeard.
I sense enemies lurking too close. Our owl friends can help flush them out.
I was just eyeballing the Kanzu quest. I don't remember how long is it, because I'm actually starting to run out of time.
Driven into a dangerous frenzy, threatening the smallest of our kind. You must save them.
I guess we can go talk to the Fae.
Our enemies seek to corrupt Amir Drasil through its exposed roots. Assist our druids in eliminating this threat.
You see Kanzu, do you? Yes. Hello? Kanzu said a visitor would come, bearing offerings, I hope? You seek an audience with Kanzu, but bring no offers. One does not just walk up and speak to the Loa of Change, I'm afraid. You must first prove you are worth their time. Oh, by the way, this is one of the very first times they have in-game formally acknowledged that Wild Gods and Loa are just different terms for the same thing. I just point that out because I prefer to say Loa. It's quicker, it's easier, it's more indicative. But, again, it's interchangeable. The friends of Kanzu have been granted 100 questions by the Loa himself. You must prove your wit and answer each of them true. Okay, let's go answer 100 questions. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Okay. Let's go ahead and answer some questions, shall we? What protects but also imprisons? The Maw. Okay, let me hang it. I'm kidding, I'm kidding. Time. No? Stasis? Okay. Ooh, smart one. No, that was really stupid. You know, the actual purpose of this quest is, hey, did you know we added a bunch of new Moonkin customization options? Check it out. Here's a bunch of them. You can change around how your Moonkin looks now. That's actually the purpose of this quest. I carry in, I carry out. In nature I unfurl and encase, am consistent and predictable, but I evoke confusion. What am I? A spiral. I really like the new Moonkin forms. Even though I use the appearance thing, the Starfall glyph. Who speaks with a dream to you, but waking holds their tongue? Fate. No? Druids? No? Moonkin. Yeah, okay, there we go. Okay, we're 3 out of the 100. We got this, guys. We just need to get 97 more questions. How are you? I could be better. That's correct. Hello? Okay, that's enough. This is taking far too long. Thank you, Kanzu. Were you really going to answer all 100? Yeah. What do you want? And then I just kill Kanzu on the spot and rip out their soul and eat it. Anyway, so this is an interesting owl model. I really want the flame variant of this, and I'll probably never get it. I can't even farm it until the next expansion.
What a fascinating creature.
You were actually going to answer 100 questions. I just assumed I would make you go away. Next time, I'll raise it to 1,000.
Getting lost is the best way to find things.
Hey, it's the Consolation Prize. Grants 1 reputation with the Dream Wardens. It really does, too. See you around, Frencho. You have many questions, and I have many worries. Such pressing worries. An interloper, a rude disruptor of our joyous day. How I worry so. If only someone could confront this trespasser. Wait! You could do it for me. It's win-win. You confront the trespasser, I answer your questions. I've tracked them down to a cave. Surely you can handle them.
You've been frightfully predictable.
Trust me, I am incredibly predictable. I am immensely boring. I'm kind of like the Borg. You know I'm coming. You know what I'm going to do. You can't do anything about it. It's you. You're the one who doesn't belong. Well, now that that's been established, I feel we're on the same page. Come back to my nest. That's another thing. If it's a god, we gotta kill it. But if it's a Loa, we can work with it. And that sounds like a joke, but really think about this for a second. In FF14, anything calling itself a god is almost invariably horrible, or evil, or manipulative, or even just like a broken machine, right? So we gotta knock it over. In WoW, we work with Loa all the freaking time. Like, as a regular part and parcel. We've been doing that for at least since Wrath. So, yeah, alright.
Things are not what they seem.
Oh, come on, that was funny. Don't look so cross.
Wait until you...
Truly, your questions are important to me. Alas, I'm too distracted. These podlings, nasty little ones. I'm sure you've seen them. They're encroaching on my nest. They're a total nuisance. Bothering myself and my friends. The nerve. Here's a feather. Why don't you go chase these nuisances into something less bothersome?
Goodbye, and hello, as always.
True, Blade Taval. No, shh, shh. Captain Zeus, shush. If we call them wild gods, we have to kill them. Yes, as my friend Captain Zeus was just saying, I accidentally killed that one. They're clearly Loa, and not wild anythings. Okay, I'm hurting these too much. Yeah, we did have gods in Azeroth before we killed them. Is there a distinction? Not really. I mean, it's like a cultural distinction. Is there a difference between a German and an Austrian? Yeah, but, like, how much does it matter? That's a bad example, but you get my point. The reason I use the German and Austrian comparison is while there's obviously some cultural variances between wild gods and Loa, elsewise there's not really a lot. They're just both, you know, spirit beings of various sources who are long enough and old enough to have enough actual power in them to be qualified as something beyond simple mortal creatures. So many moonkin here. So many moon. Sorry.
Are you supposed to be here?
You again? You did what? Oh, yes, that's fine.
Wait until you...
Much better. Now I can think. What do you want again? Oh, questions, right. Ask away, if you must.
You've been frightfully predictable.
So, how old are you?
Getting lost is the best way to find...
You see, the problem is I've already lived my own life. As such, I find recounting these things quite redundant, repetitive, boring. If you really care to know how much about my life, why don't you ask about the others? The wild gods, I mean. I'm sure they have plenty of stories about me.
What a fascinating...
Go on then, I've said enough. By the way, the last option was to say, are you actually going to answer any questions, or... I don't think it actually matters what you pick. That's true, Huthor. And again, you could say the same thing about Germans and Austrians. I mean, of course they use both terms. They don't care. Or more accurately, they care a lot, or not at all, depending on how you think of that. I do think it matters when it matters, and it does. It like the German-Austrian comparison, which I'm going to keep going back to, it matters when it matters, but like in terms of species, they're both human, you know? Well, we know that some wild gods are definitely converted into that by external powers, because that's exactly what happened in Pandaria with the 4 August Celestials. We also know that a couple of the original wild gods were turned into that by Freya. That took me a second. I was about to say Aenar, and I was like, no, step down from that. So, Titan magic and knowledge can uplift someone into a Loa. We also know that people can become Loas. And we also know that you can grow into it over time, naturally. I think that's all the options that we're aware of. There have been several times where an individual has tried to claim the power of a Loa and has never gone well. I'm bringing that up because I'm not sure if that's a matter of execution or if there is no possibility for a mortal to just become a Loa of their own volition, right? By just claiming the power of an existing one. I don't know. So, hey, Kanzu told me to ask other people about their story. As expected. I should not expect them to make this easy. I think of a few folk who might know more about Kanzu's past. I believe Kanzu has some history with Aviana. Ysera would also know, but she's quite busy. Asina, however, is quite close. Asina? I don't know. Asina usually doesn't make time for anybody. Hello, Evo. Yeah, we can also kill Loa left and right, and we have, and we do. No, exactly, Kira White knows. It's entirely possible that eating a Loa's soul is basically the same as eating anybody else's soul. And we know that's bad. We have quite a bit of history of how bad that is. Is the bot down? I think it has to start with the command.
I am reborn.
Don't get me started on that good-for-nothing owl. Refusing a call to assist against the Druids of the Flame is not the first time they've shown the cowardice in the face of evil. They claim their domain requires them to stay out of conflicts, but I find it convenient how their choices always lead to their own comfort. Surely they're up to their old tricks again. I'm still trying to figure out who allowed them back into the dream. I do not wish to speak to Kanzu any longer. Be gone from me, mortal. Congrats, Kenexhale. It took 3 people. My goodness. Anyways, good morning, Evo. Asina. Are you willing to talk to me? Kanzu, yes. Ysera is quite familiar with that one. As familiar as one can be with such a creature. I'm afraid I know little for certain, but I believe that Kanzu has always been in the dream. There were rumors that they dug their way out. Preposterous. They can change many things, but they cannot change the nature of this place. Of all of the beings I would listen to about anything, you know, Loa or Wild God or Dream-related, I'd probably listen to Asina first.
Dream beneath the trees.
Kanzu? The Wild God? Of course the Wild God. Do you know any other Kanzu? I heard they're demanding to be called Loa these days. That is so like them. Can never settle. Weren't they imprisoned by Ysera? No, I heard they were spending time amongst the mortals. Perhaps that's where they picked up Loa. I wonder what else they picked up there. I wouldn't worry too much about it. Well, those can't all possibly be true. Return to Khan to see if they'll at least confirm or deny what you've heard. Frickin' Kanzo. I believe so, Lunaruth. The visuals of it certainly seem to indicate. Like, this is... Like, if you just take this part of the screen... Hang on. I was supposed to be flying there, not falling. If you just take this part of the screen right here, this is pretty much Ardenweald, right? Like, right here. In fact, that is literally the Ardenweald ground textures. There's a feather. Kanzu and their followers have gone. This may be the answer they deemed you deserved. And it gives us 99 rep with the Dream Wardens. Wah wah. I don't think it's always been there. I think it's pretty new. Now, I could be wrong about that. but given its proximity to the tree, which we know originated in Ardenweald, and is at least partially powered by the souls of the dead, yeah, I think it's no. Yep, nope, it is. You're right. I didn't even catch that, because I don't know the sigils very well. But yeah, that is Ardenweald's sigil right there. Ah, whoop. Ooh. Oh, it's Fife. Okay. Well, it seems like it is about my time to go ahead and chop off for the night. So I do apologize. But I always knew we wouldn't finish today. If fate is kind, we will finish tomorrow. Either way, I'll see you next time.